Well, now for a view from the opposite side of the aisle, but maybe not as opposite as you may think. Anna Kasparian is a progressive journalist and commentator, best known for her work alongside my old friend Cenk Uygur and liberal network The Young Turks. She has some strident views on where it all went wrong for the Democrats in this election, and she's faced an avalanche of personal attacks from liberal followers for denouncing President Biden, Gavin Newsom, and wokeism, among other Democratic deities. So has Anna Kasparian left the left? Let's find out. She joins me now. Anna, welcome to your uncensored debut.
Thank you for having me, Piers.
We tried to lure you on many times, but you haven't taken the Cenk route of coming on just to shout at me. But it's good to have you finally. And we'll get to Cenk later, don't worry.
Thank you.
I just want to talk to you. So
well, you need to give me one promise.
Go on.
You have to give me one promise that you guys aren't going to do me dirty in the thumbnail for this video. You promise?
You know what? I can't promise because we've done some corkers recently, particularly involving Cenk. But as he knows better than anybody, a great thumbnail drives more traffic. And that's the game we're in. We want people to watch what we're doing.
True.
Otherwise, what's the point? So we are very proud of our thumbnail.
I mean, if I look attractive... If I look attractive, that might actually draw some more eyebrows. So think about it.
Wow, you're playing that card. Well, I admire it. I admire it. Listen, to be serious, you've made a bit of news recently. We've got a little shot to start with of your reaction to when Trump won in 2016.
I have no respect for women who voted for Trump. Okay.
Yeah. Me too.
I think so poorly of them, and the reason why is because. Look, I don't think that you're a single issue voter. I just think you're dumb, okay? I think you're fucking dumb. When you vote for someone who openly treats women like second-class citizens, who talks about them as if they're nothing more than a piece of meat, who has been accused of sexually assaulting them, who has been caught on tape talking about groping them and grabbing them by the pussy without consent, yeah, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
So, Anna, have you moderated your view of Trump voters this time around?
To say the least. That video I am not proud of, I will say that. And, you know, I had a very emotional reaction to news that Trump won in 2016. I was totally blindsided by it. And to be quite frank, I think that attacking voters is one of the worst things you can do. These are our fellow Americans, regardless of who they vote for, what they think. In order for this great experiment in America to work, we have to respect each other. And so that was 8 years ago. I'd like to think that I've matured since then, and I hope that I can prove that maturity through the work that I do today.
You said 5 days before the election, you posted this, I think, to X, I don't support Trump. I also don't think it's helpful to call him a fascist or a Nazi. Those words actually mean something beyond not liking a candidate. I mean, I completely agree with you. And I respected you for saying that, because actually the over-demonization of Trump, all it did was help him and damage the left anyway. I mean, it was an act of self-harm because most reasonable-minded people went, well, hang on, Hitler killed 12 million people. What are you talking about? And if he was such a terrible fascist, why didn't he behave like a fascist for 4 years when he had the chance? And the truth is he didn't. You know, January 6th was awful, and I wrote that at the time and said it at the time. But other than that, where you could construct an argument for this was the kind of thing you would see in a sort of a banana republic, there's nothing about Trump's first term which screamed fascism to me. And I felt that persistent attack and he's the new Hitler was just ludicrous.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's insulting for, like, the Jewish community that, of course, was victimized by Hitler. It kind of downplays or minimizes the severity and the brutality of Hitler and what he carried out. But, you know, I think that just to play devil's advocate, those who kind of use phrases or words like fascist in order to describe Donald Trump, you know, they're not using it in an academic sense. They're using it in regard to some of the, you know, authoritarian tendencies that we heard about regarding Donald Trump in his first term. And, you know, you can argue, well, there's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot of comments from disgruntled former administration officials who claim that Trump said these things behind closed doors. If you want to make that argument, that's fine. But even if let's give those individuals the benefit of the doubt and just assume assume that Trump did, in fact, say those things during closed-door meetings, it still doesn't rise to the actual definition of a fascist, right? I mean, where are the brown shirts? You know, where is the militarized citizenry that's going to carry out, you know, Trump's dirty deeds? It's a type of hyperbole that I don't think Democrats, and I'm not talking about the voters, I'm talking about Democrats in positions of power, genuinely believed. I think what they did is use tactics of fear and division in order to accumulate votes and support in lieu of having an actual imagination of what this country could be if they implement policies that make the lives of ordinary Americans better. The Democrats have made a deal with the devil, and the devil is their corporate donors. And since their corporate donors want very specific things for the donations that they're providing to these politicians, and usually that's policy that does not bode well for American workers, what Democrats tend to do is lean into tactics of fear, or they talk about culture war issues, right? They lean into the culture war. And every election cycle, they get more and more maximalist with what they claim they want to carry out on these culture war topics. And they've gone too far. And I think Americans have kind of fought back against them.